Guess who's here? It's Super Bowl champion Greg Jennings. Talking Cowboys-Eagles Sunday night. Cooper looks to get the start since all we've seen from Dak is left-handed throws.
Unless it's the old okey-doke.
Oh, never know. Troy Aikman says Dak is the guy, but understands that there could be a controversy ahead. Take a listen.
I'm going off of what the owner said.
Okay.
And he said that he would welcome a quarterback controversy, and I understand what he's saying. Meaning, I hope we win, right? I hope we win without Dak, and that people are wondering what we should do. If they're winning and they win a big road game against Philadelphia, I could see where there is some pause, and you just say, well, how exactly do we handle this? And I don't know. I'm not in no way. I can see it now. The headlines are.
Aikman says play rush.
That's not what I'm saying at all. That's not what I'm saying at all. I mean, Dak is the quarterback of this franchise. I love the guy, and they're better with Dak at quarterback. But the team's playing good football right now.
Yeah. It feels like Troy's in the same spot that a lot of us are in. It's like, yeah, we all like Dak, but I see the controversy.
I think Troy, I see it a little differently. I think Troy is in the spot that I find myself in, which is, this is a ridiculous conversation, but I know it's going to happen. And Troy also knows that because it literally happened to him.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Troy Aikman made a Pro Bowl in 1991, not a fake Mac Jones Pro Bowl, a real Pro Bowl in 1991. But at the end of the year, he was injured, and Steve Berline took over. And behind that offensive line and that defense and Emmitt Smith, they won games. And Jimmy Johnson rolled with Steve. And Troy was none too happy about it. He mentions it in the interview. It's 30 years it still bothers him. He probably thinks, by the way, we could have won that Super Bowl. Because they did then win the next 2 Super Bowls once he was back as the full-time starter. This is also, though, so I think Dak Prescott should be the starter. Everyone says, what if it's a Tom Brady situation? What if it's a Kurt Warner situation? Guys, it's a Gardner Minshew situation. It's a Taylor Heineke situation where it's like, the backup who I thought nothing of, interesting player.
Yeah.
If you have to have him start games in the future, you're not screwed, but should not be your starting quarterback. However, it is going to be a controversy, especially if they win on Sunday, because of people like you.
What?
Because of the... I'll tell you, because of the quarterback wins acolyte.
Oh, stop.
This is a tentacle of Brew's terrible graphic.
Wow.
And the quarterback win percentage.
I'm on the record as saying Dak should be the guy.
I know you are in this. However, your arguments about quarterback wins and they just win, it pervades other things.
It does.
And so the
I didn't even know that you were on the record for that.
Yeah, No, he assumed that you were going to be a Cooper Rush guy.
I did.
Because you're a quarterback wins guy. And so much of the media
play to win the
is
game.
There you go. Is quarterback
you
wins
play to
guys.
win the game.
And so the fact that, and we can show the numbers, Greg, quickly, that Cooper Rush, by any objective measure, on an individual performance, has been well below average. Doesn't matter, because on the team performance, they've been winning.
Yeah.
And it's the only position we would do this with. If they were, and Troy made this point, that if a linebacker were out and the team goes on a winning streak, when he comes back, it's not like, well, we're 5-0 with Nick Bolton in, so you don't get your job back. That's not how it works. And so, yeah, I do think there'll be a controversy. I think if they win on Sunday, it'll be a controversy, and we will all be dumber because of it, but it will exist. And I will blame Broussard.
Yes. Well, if they do win, which
I'm telling you, they're winning.
they won't win. I know you're telling me they're winning. Dak is still the guy. Dak is the guy. Dak will forever be the guy until somebody comes in and actually looks to be better than Dak Prescott, and then his contract doesn't suggest that he is the guy. Having said that, if the Cowboys do win, big if, Dusty, big if they do win, the Eagles are no longer the front-running team in the NFC.
Agreed.
Dallas.
Dallas.
Absolutely.
That makes Dallas the
because when
front-running
Dak
team.
gets back.
And when Dak, and knowing that they won without Dak, you insert Dak, and now it's like, man, how good can this team
that's
really
how they
be?
should position it.
I'm with you there. Like if Dallas wins this game, they are the most dangerous team in the NFC. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean the best, because who's the most dangerous heavyweight in the world? Deontay Wilder. Who's the best? Tyson Fury.
Sure.
So Tampa Bay
I like that.
might be the best, because of Brady and their receivers, and the defense is very good. But Dallas will certainly be the most dangerous.
And
'cause
they'll
that
literally
defense
be
is
the
a
one
knockout
seed.
punch. Right.
And they would literally be the one
So
seed.
you'll have the best defense in the league and potentially one of the top offenses, because last year they were great with Dak offensively. Now, so look, I'm on the record. I think we all are that Dak should be the guy. But if they lose, and here's why he should be the guy. Because he can do everything Cooper Rush is doing. Dak can be vanilla. Dak can be basic. Sure. And I know people think, well, does he want to? Is he willing to? His rookie season, I get it. He was a rookie. He wasn't Dak yet. But he only threw 4 interceptions. He can play basic, mistake-free football, giving it to Zeke, giving it to Pollard now, and making a big play when he needs to. But here's what it means, because you asked the question, what will it mean? There will be a controversy among Joe Public, and this is what it'll mean. If they win Sunday, Dak's room for error shrinks.
Yes.
Because now, as long as Cooper Rush is in Dallas and he's undefeated, if Dak loses a couple games in a row now, even if it's next season,
Correct.
like say they get bounced in the divisional round or something this year, if Cooper Rush is on the roster next year and they start 0-2, there will be people saying, let's go to Cooper. His room for error will shrink, rightly or wrongly.
No, we can't have.
People are now going to be looking at Rush.
You can't play poorly, and my view on this has changed because, Greg, a quarterback controversy visited my home. And I'm dealing with it. And once you have something once you have something hit you personally, you have a different perspective on it. Well, and here's the thing.
Moved in.
Well, I know. Want to get him out. No, but here's the thing. It speaks to the value of protecting the ball. Mac Jones was out there throwing the ball all over the place. Bailey Zappi came in and took care of the ball. Now we've got this game, Eagles-Cowboys. They are the two teams that have the best turnover differential. Eagles are +9, Cowboys are +5. And the main reason, obviously we're grabbing some interceptions, picking up some fumbles. But look at the most consecutive pass attempts without an interception. It's Brady, 182. It's Cooper Rush, 158. And now, Nick, you think that's going to eventually he's going to throw it to the wrong team.
Yeah.
But if he makes this his priority, just keep throwing it to the guys with the star on their helmet. I feel like there's almost, with the defense, is built-in success.
Well, but that's where, to me, when Dak comes back, that then becomes a Mike McCarthy, Kellen Moore responsibility to protect Dak, especially early on, from himself. In this regard, we have shown proof of concept that against the majority of teams in this league, if we don't turn the ball over, our defense and running game are good enough to put us in position to win. We know you have the ability, if things go awry, to make some big plays late, so we can maybe lean on that. But don't be calling these complicated passing concepts or deep downfield throws. What would prevent you from trying, when Dak comes back, to run a very similar offense that you're running with Cooper, just with a more talented quarterback? Because part of that is Cooper Rush doing the right thing.
I know, but
the other part of it is, because you used the Mac Jones, Bailey Zappi example, is that the reason Mac's interceptions went up this year is he's doing a little freelancing, but also they gave him more ability. Bailey comes in, they dumb it all down and tighten it up. And so with Dak, they give him the full playbook and everything. Maybe last year they had to, because the defense wasn't this. But as long as you have the best defense in the league and a banged-up offensive line, what is to prevent you from running this conservative of an offense, even if you have a $40 million quarterback? Nothing disallows it.
Open it up a little,
but not much.
Absolutely. And to add to that, with Dak Prescott, there's going to be more opportunity for higher reward and a greater risk to be made right there. So for me, when you talk about Cooper Rush, right, those numbers that we're seeing, he's not out there throwing 40 pass attempts a game. They're reduced. With Dak Prescott, the only thing that they're going to have to fight against, which I said earlier in the week, is themselves. Like, you can win. You don't have to allow Dak to be pass heavy and it be about Dak Prescott. You've proven that this team is built around your defense first. not your offense any longer.
Do you think that Dak is going to push back on that?
Oh, I don't think so.
I do think so.
Really?
I think he's going to push back because he's going to want anybody who gets paid that amount of money, anybody who gets paid in general, wants to show and prove that they were worth it. The only way he can show and prove that he's worth it. Now, if they're winning, you can't push back.
Exactly.
It's different, though.
If they lose,
If he
he's
throws
going to have to
19
push
passes, be like, oh, Dak's
Well,
throwing 19 passes a game.
This is what Dak needs to understand. If he throws 24 passes a game and they're winning,
then they're still the
you're
Cowboys,
the quarterback of the Dallas
exactly right.
Cowboys.
Absolutely. You can't
you're
push back.
going to get
You
love.
can't push back.
Not even camp. You're going to get love, though.
Yeah.
You're going to get the
He's already
credit
in all
you
the
want
commercials. He's
because
already got
you're
the contract.
Dallas Cowboys quarterback.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, decent conversation there. I'll give you a B+ on that.
Thanks,
good. Use proof of concept twice so far on the show. Hey, Sunday, a must-win game for the
Synonyms,
Bills.
Nick. Synonyms.
Did I really?
Yeah, it's like you had proof of concept for the Lakers winning. You had proof of